In Roblox, you can use exploits to gain unfair access, control, or visibility within the platform. Some were just kids testing scripts, others nearly broke Roblox itself. In this video, we'll climb the 5 levels of Roblox hackers, real exploits, famous incidents, and the myths that still haunt players today. It always starts small. The first level of hacking in Roblox isn't glamorous. It's curiosity mixed with chaos. A script kiddie is someone who doesn't create exploits. They just use them. They download tools like Kernel, SynapseX, or Fluxus, inject them into Roblox, and suddenly gain powers no player should have. They can fly, teleport across maps, and walk through walls, even delete parts, or spam admin commands in games they don't own. They don't understand how it works, but they don't need to. They aren't writing code, they're copying it. On forums like Vermilion, entire pages of pre-made scripts were shared openly, things like fly script, kill GUI, or a no-clip admin panel. Thousands of kids copy-pasted them, testing what would happen if they used them in public games. The result was predictable. Chaos. Players would log into an obby and see floating avatars racing through checkpoints, or entire builds suddenly unanchored and falling apart. To the players, it looked like Roblox had glitched, but behind the screen it was just another script kiddie pressing execute. Roblox's moderation system bans thousands of these accounts every week, but it barely slows them down. Most script kiddies don't care, they just make new alts, test new bypasses, and move on. For most, it's just a phase, a few days of fun before a ban notice or a broken exploit ends it. But for a few, this is where it starts. They begin editing the scripts, changing lines of code, combining tools, not just using exploits, but modifying them. One of the most famous examples is Infinite Yield. It began as a harmless admin utility for private games, fun commands like floating players or flashing text. But once it leaked, script kiddies injected it into public servers. Within months, it was everywhere. Teleporting players, deleting assets, flooding chats with memes. Roblox patched it again and again, but new versions always surfaced. Every big hacker started somewhere, and almost all of them began like this. Once they learn how those scripts actually work, curiosity turns into control. These are the notorious exploiters, players who modify, combine, and distribute their own tools. They don't just cheat in a game, they leave their mark on it. In the mid-2010s, one name defined this level: Cool Kid. What began as a single exploiter grew into a movement, the Cool Kid clan. They raided dozens of games, filling servers with flashing red text, distorted music, and their own logos. To the average player, it looked like Roblox itself had been hacked, but the truth was simpler. They used admin command scripts injected through custom exploits, replacing maps and inserting GUIs into public games. Still, the effect was unforgettable. It wasn't about stealing data, it was about attention. Every player who saw that bright red tag remembered the name Cool Kid. Then came 2Burs93. A name that would terrify Meep City players for years. In early 2020, players logging into Meep City were greeted not by the usual cheerful plaza, but by chaos. Pop-ups flash, 2Burs9393 was here, textures disappeared, and sounds glitched into static. The incident spread like wildfire. Whether it was one person or an organized group remains unclear, but for a brief moment, one of Roblox's biggest games was completely broken, and the stunt became Roblox legend. Meep City's developer, Alex Neutron, quickly took the servers offline and patched the exploit. Yet within hours, rumors exploded across YouTube and Twitter. Fake screenshots, fake 2Burs sightings, and copycat clans appeared overnight. Players joined Meep City only to see eerie pop-ups reading 2Burs93 was here. Roblox eventually patched the vulnerabilities, but the damage was done. The name stuck. These exploiters didn't crash the whole platform, but they wanted to be seen. They wanted the community to talk about them, to fear them, to remember them. The notorious exploiter is creative, technical, and reckless. He represents the middle ground between chaos and myth. Someone skilled enough to build tools, yet reckless enough to use them publicly. And sometimes that hunger for recognition grows into something else, a legend. The Mythic hacker exists in that space between truth and fear. They might have been real once, but over time the story outgrew the person. No name represents that more than 1x1x1x1. Originally, 1x1 was a test account created by early Roblox developers around 2007. The community twisted that into something darker. Stories spread that this account could join any game, delete entire maps, or steal player data. Screenshots, fake sightings, and evidence began flooding YouTube and forums. In 2017, the rumor exploded again. TikToks and YouTube videos warned people not to play Roblox on March 18th, claiming 1x1 would return to hack every player online. Roblox had to officially respond, clarifying that the myth was false, but it didn't matter. The name 1x1x1x1 had already become part of Roblox's DNA. Around the same time, older myths like John Doe and Jane Doe resurfaced, two accounts that players believed were coming back to take over Roblox. Roblox later confirmed both were just testing profiles used by staff in 2006. Still, players flooded comment sections with warnings, countdowns, and fear. The Mythic hacker level is powerful not because of what these hackers did, but because of what players believed they could do. They blurred the line between real exploits and mass hysteria. Fear turned into entertainment, fake one-by-one accounts, fake John Does, all trying to keep the legend alive. It wasn't about exploits anymore, it was about control through reputation. Roblox could patch code, but it couldn't patch a myth, because the moment people believe in a hacker that might not even exist, that's when the story becomes dangerous. The more Roblox tried to debunk the myths, the deeper they spread. Because in Roblox culture, the scariest hacker isn't the one who breaks the code. It's the one you can't prove exists. Myths can scare players. But some hackers scared Roblox itself. Level 4 is where everything changes. These aren't small exploiters or fan legends. These are hackers who breach Roblox's systems, games, accounts, and sometimes the platform itself. One of the earliest and most infamous examples was the 2012 April Fool's incident. On that day, a Roblox administrator's account was compromised. Hackers briefly gained access to internal tools, defacing the site, renaming items, granting massive amounts of Robux, and flooding the catalog with nonsense assets. Roblox had to roll the platform back to an earlier backup and issue official statements. It wasn't a myth, it was real. And it proved that Roblox, even as a billion-dollar company, could still be vulnerable. Years later, a different kind of attack would show up, not through code, but through people. In August 2025, nearly 195,000 accounts were compromised in a massive phishing campaign disguised as a free Robux event. Users were sent fake login page, and within less than 2 hours, almost 200,000 players lost access to their accounts. Roblox confirmed the breach and urged users to enable two-step verification. This was a new era. Hackers no longer targeted games, they targeted players themselves. After the original Meep City attack, copycat groups emerged. Some claim to finish what tubers started, using advanced exploit scripts that bypass moderation. In 2023, small-scale clones reappeared, not to destroy games, but to farm player data and inject ads. Roblox has since implemented stricter API controls and a public bug bounty system through HackerOne, paying ethical hackers for vulnerabilities instead of punishing them. But even with all those defenses, one question remains: what happens when the hacker is too good to catch? No name, no proof, no trace. The final level isn't about who hacked the most games, it's about the ones nobody can confirm even exist. The Untouchables are hackers or groups who operate in total silence. No flashy GUIs, no chaos in chat, just quiet control. When they strike, it doesn't look like a hack. It looks like a bug. Over the years, rumors have circulated about hidden hacker collectives, ones that don't chase clout, but access. Some claim these groups have found ways to inject code directly through Roblox's API, using disguised plugins or stolen developer keys. Others whisper about the Watcher or Night Watcher, mysterious figures said to appear in developer consoles or private testing servers before data vanishes. None of it's verified, but every myth starts somewhere. Real or not, the idea of level 5 hackers is what makes them dangerous. When a platform this large depends on trust, between players, developers, and Roblox itself, one invisible exploit is enough to shake that trust completely. In late 2024, developers noticed random deletions in studio projects, assets disappearing overnight, replaced by blank scripts titled null. Roblox never issued a public statement, but insiders claimed it was a silent fix for an internal breach. Nothing was ever confirmed. That's the problem with level 5. You don't see it happen. You just see what's left behind. Every rumor, every unexplained bug, every vanished game keeps the myth alive. Maybe these hackers are just stories. Or maybe right now one of them is watching. Maybe the real danger isn't who hacks Roblox, but how easy it is to try. Have you ever used a code, even just once? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more Roblox stories.